Hello and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton, and today we are going to be talking about this album, Autograph, the band Autograph, and their album Sign In Please, with a cover of a looks like a robot hand holding a. I'm not sure actually what that could be. This was the first album from the band Autograph, released in October of 1984. And this had their biggest hit, and one that most people probably know, Turn Up the Radio, which was a big radio song, as well as a video that played on MTV, which was the big format at the time to expose bands. MTV was huge. And so it's worth mentioning the role that it played in bringing bands like this to audiences. Another minor hit from this album that some of you may know is the song Send Her to Me, which also had a music video to go along with it. Now, Turn Up the Radio, and the reason I mention that song is that that song just pops up all the time, different places, from commercials to movies, and it's widely regarded as a 1980s sort of staple of heavy metal or hard rock. And this album is kind of a quintessential 80s, what I would classify as hair metal kind of sound. Big guitars, loud drums. Very much a 80s sound. Video game fans know the song from Grand Theft Audio, Vice City. And another song from this album, All I'm Gonna Take, is also featured in those games. Now, guitarist Steve Lynch said the album took 30 days to record and master. He kind of points to the fact that they were seasoned musicians in the studio, and they worked really fast because they were well prepared. So it's a very polished sound. This isn't like a rough and ragged, kind of loose around the edges kind of thing. It's very tight and very polished. He also brought up the fact that Turn Up the Radio was recorded toward the end of the sessions, and RCA, the record label, weren't sure about it. They didn't think that it was a good enough song. But the band was kind of like, nah, we really need this on the album. And of course, as those stories go, it ended up being sort of the major hit, and it led to the album becoming a gold album. As far as an album is concerned, it's nothing to write home about. Like I said, it's a very polished, very slick sounding album, like a lot of that stuff. It's not. I wouldn't dare call it outstanding. Turn Up the Radio is a catchy song, and you can see why it was a big hit, a big anthemic chorus. But as far as the rest of the album, it's pretty forgettable. There's not. It's not like one of those things that makes the album stand out from a lot of the other things. But if you're into that sound. This is one of those albums. I would liken it to bands like Slaughter, probably early Warrant, and that type of stuff. They're, like I said, catchy, big songs, designed for the radio, designed for visual, but as music, as like a groundbreaking record or anything that you would return to on repeated listens. Not really anything there. So today's daily record is Sign In Please by Autograph. Kind of a quintessential hair metal album. If you want an example of what hair metal is, or what they called hair metal from the 80s, you could start right there and get a really good example. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. I love to interact with you guys. In the meantime, I will see you all again tomorrow with another Daily Record.